Welcome back again. Today we're going to do a little bit of work from Chapter 8. We're going to be talking about percent of a number. Now this will not be on the 6th grade aims, but it's a good item to learn because again we're working with fractions, decimals, and percents. So it's something we've seen when we've changed our fractions into decimals, and we've converted decimals into percents. So we're going to work on that today and finding percent of a number. You use this when you're out in the real world shopping for discounts at the stores. Also when you pay sales tax, when you even just go to your favorite hamburger joint. So here we go. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can use a model. Now you have to set the models up carefully. For example, I want to find out percents of the number $50. So I've arranged the dollars from 0 to $50 on the left, and then I've also balanced the percents by tens from 0 to 100 on the right. So just by drawing this, I can find out how much, well, let's go with 30%. So I want to find 30% of $50. So I'm going to draw down to 30%. And if you look across, my answer is 15. Well, let's say I want to find, 60% of $50. I'm going to draw down to the 60% marker, and the answer is $30. And let's just do one last one. Let's find, 30, well, we already have the 30. Let's go with 20% of $50. Well, I come down equal to the 20% mark right over here. Came a little bit too far, so let me erase that. I want 20%, so let me come down to the 20% level, and there I am. I'm at $10. So that's one way you can use a model. Something we're going to be using right now is converting from our decimals to percents and percents to decimals. Now, when we originally did this, we would start writing and we would have a fraction. So I'm going to write in the fraction right now. Oh, let's say 3/4. Remember, we used to do the tip and divide. If we did that, we would get 0.75. Then to go to the percent, you can either multiply by 100, and again, powers of 10, there are two zeros in 100, so I can move the decimal two times, and I get 75%. So if I gave you 0.43 hundredths, 43 hundredths, well, wow, there's my fraction, 43 over 100. Again, either to go to the percent, either multiply by 100 or move the decimal point two times. Well, let's go backwards. Let's say now you have 65%. Well, we can write that as a fraction because think of this as a test score. You had 65 out of 100. Percent is always based on 100. So you had 65 hundredths. Well, we just said the word for the decimal, 65 hundredths. But we can also now be going two times to the left. Makes it easier. 0.65, 65 hundredths. I can have 18%. Again, that's 18 over 100. But if we go to the left two times, we get 18 hundredths. Now we can also do it with more than 100%. So let's say we had 145%. Well, that would be 145 over 100. And we could tip and divide that, and 100 is going to go in more than one time. But let's just go back to our powers of 100. We're going to start at the back, and we're going to move our decimal two times. 1, 2, and we're going to get 1 and 45 hundredths as a decimal. So now let's go to the next page, and let's start doing some multiplications with percent of a decimal. Oh, you know what? Let's do one other one. Let's do something here with a single digit, just to make sure you remember how to do those. So let's have, 8%. Remember, we have to go two times to the left. So that means when we write our decimal, it's going to be 0.08. Let's say we have 3%. Again, 2 times to the left, we're going to come up with zero point zero 0.03 as a decimal. And even if we had something even smaller, let's say we had half of 1%, well, we're still going to move this decimal 2 times, and we're going to end up with 0.005. So now let's go and do some problems. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's a sale at Dillard's, and they're selling shirts for, 60% off the regular price. Well, let's first convert this to a decimal. We're going to go 2 times to the left. We're going to have 0.60. Well, if the regular shirt price is $45 and they're going to give us a discount of 60%, which we now know is 0.60, we're just going to be doing multiplication of decimals. 2 steps. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Step down, we're under the 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 3 is 27. We add this all up. Now remember, we were multiplying decimals here right now. There are 2 numbers after the decimal point, so we have to remove our decimal 2 times to the left, and our answer is we're going to save $27. Let's try another one. You go to your favorite hamburger store and your bill comes to $15. I'm sorry, the bill will be $15, but let's say you're going to get a sales tax. We're going to have to pay sales tax on that $15. So let's erase this here real quick. And let's go back now. And we said we're going to pay sales tax of 9%. So our sales tax now is 9%. We have to convert that to a decimal. I'm going to move it 2 times to the left. 1, 2. So our decimal is 0.09. So if our bill at the restaurant is $15, and we're going to have to pay sales tax on that $15, we're going to multiply it by the 0.09. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 1 is 9, plus the 4 is 13. 2 numbers after the decimal. 1, 2. We're going to pay $1.33 in sales tax. And let's go one more time. So let me make the paper a little bit longer so we can work on it here. And we'll pick, we're going to have a 35% discount, or we're going to find 35% of a number. It doesn't have to just be a discount. And I want to know 35% of $80, or just the number 80. So the first thing we do is convert our percent into a decimal by going 2 times to the left. Our decimal is going to be 0.35 hundredths. We're going to multiply the number 80 by 35 hundredths. 2-step equation again. Make a little bit more room. And here we go with our multiplications. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40. Come down to our second number. You can see we've moved over for our place value. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24. And now we add it up. 4 plus 4 is 8. 28. Now remember, we still have to move our decimal point. We have 2 numbers here behind a decimal. 1, 2. And our answer is 28. So 35% of $80, after we make it into the decimal, our answer is 28. So now you're going to go ahead and do some problems on Yakapaka. Again, set a goal. of at least 80%. Use scratch paper. Play the video back if you have to. Make sure you've taken some notes. We've done this in class. So go to it and hopefully you'll get a good score.